Hey, good morning, everybody. We are here. I am here with Luka and Laura. I am Kim Whitaker from Rejuvenate Raw with Kim. And today we have a really great topic. But first of all, I wanted to let you know that next week for our live Wednesday, we are going to be in the Rejuvenation or the Rejuvenate Raw with Kim group. So this video will be shown, the live will be in the group next week. So if you're not part of that page, please ask to join. There's so much that goes on there. It's a lot of fun, a lot of interaction. All right, as maybe you saw, this week's topic is what is the mind-body connection and can our thoughts make us sick? Let me just explain what the mind-body connection is. It is the link between a person's thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors and their physical health. Our brain, our thoughts, and the body are deeply entwined. So let's take an example. Say you were thinking of something sad, you got your feelings hurt, or maybe you're watching a sad movie, maybe someone passed away, and you have tears coming out of your eyes. Maybe you're anxious about something, you're going up to do public speaking and your palms get all sweaty. What is that? Did something happen to bring that sweat out of your palms? Did something physically happen to bring those tears out of your eyes? No, that was a reaction your body had to a thought that you had. So obviously there is a connection between the thought and our physical body. You know, maybe you guys have heard me say this before. I say it all the time. When I focused mostly on the diet, on the food and the detox, instead of the emotions and the thoughts, I would start to get worse. And so I figured out that I've got to focus most of my attention on the energetic side of healing, on the thoughts and emotions. And of course, I was working with Laura at the time, so she was really helping me understand how it all works. So I'm going to turn this over to Laura now because she is an expert on this topic. So Laura, can you tell us, can our thoughts and emotions make us sick?
Of course. Thank you, Kim. Hi, everybody. So every time we think, we activate an emotion, or every time we feel an emotion, we could be activating a thought. Why? Because they are bounded. They are together in a neural pathway. So every time you activate a neural pathway, and a neural pathway is a connection in the brain. So you activate a connection in the brain for an emotion or for a thought, and there's going to be a response from the body. So you have a neural pattern, you create activation in the brain, and then there's going to be responses within the body. The brain is connected through the nervous system, through every organ. So it's kind of the cables of our body, the nervous system. We have all of these cables that are connecting the organs with the brain through the autonomic nervous system. And every time you feel and every time you think, there's going to be a response in the body. So if our thoughts and emotions create the response for fight or flight, which every unpleasant emotion does, then you're going to be activating the fight or flight response of the body. And that fight or flight response of the body is going to create different things within the body. And one of the things that is going to create is inflammation. So if you sustain unpleasant emotions for a long period of time, you're creating inflammation and you're creating blockages where the brain is signaling, maybe the brain is signaling the organs. For example, it is said that the liver holds anger. So every time you're angry, you are using you're putting some blockages in the liver when you're not processing your anger. So every emotion has an effect in the body. And if you don't resolve your emotions, you don't resolve your thoughts, then you're going to have to deal with the blockages. And those blockages, I'm going to create a physical disorder. So that's how.
Yeah, and what I found, Laura, and what you helped me realize is that these things don't start like overnight. For me, it probably started even back when I was a child, and we just become so used to our normal way of thinking that we don't even understand what we are doing to our body. And it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. Mm-hmm. And then something else happens, and then your body says, no more. I can't do this anymore. And then an illness occurs. And for me, it was many, many diseases and disorders. So it can be very devastating. So it's much better to address this before you get to the state of being sick. Laura, yes. Do you agree that every illness starts because of the emotions?
Well, it is said in modern epigenetics that only 6% of diseases are related to genes. So yes, everything is emotion.
Wow. That was a huge eye opener for me when you told me that. So it really forces us to have to look at what's going on in our subconscious mind. Thanks, Laura.
Well, not only in your subconscious mind, if your body is already having a disorder, whatever that is, it's paying attention. Something's going on.
That's right.
Your body is talking to you.
Yep. And it definitely got my attention. All right.
Yeah,
thanks,
definitely.
Laura.
Definitely.
Yeah. I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't too funny then. All right, thanks for that great information. Okay,
You're
now
welcome.
Luka is going to explain how the mind-body connection can create stagnation of the lymph system due to our emotions.
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. So we have two fluids that run around in our body, all over and behind and underneath and in between the cells. We have a lot of cells. So the two fluids that run in our bodies are blood and lymph, and they're equally important. Blood is the kitchen, lymph is the sewer. So when we are constantly, for example, in stress, when we're in fight or flight, when we are let's say accumulating constantly negative energy within our body because we just don't know better and no one teaches us how to properly release, how to properly understand ourselves, emotions, and everything that is going on in the world, then we constantly recycle what we feel, we suppress, we deny, we do a lot of things, and we also are being, let's say, sometimes used as a container for other people's negative energy, and we accept it freely. So when these energies accumulate and accumulate and accumulate over the years and decades of our lives, then the more destructive that accumulated energy becomes, and the more destructive it is, the more our body then tries to balance everything that is going on in the body. It produces a lot of mucus, which is a defense mechanism of the body, which then eventually causes a lot of lymphatic stagnation in the body. It causes a lot of blockages that are then visible and evident in the body, and it will block the energy flow, which will block life flow, and we will start to be less and less and less healthy and go right down the drain in the chronic side of health.
Exactly. Okay, that's great information, Luka. Thank you so much. So how do we address this, right? I mean, I would say that addressing the emotions are the hardest part of healing. And I'm sure Laura and Luka would agree with me and everyone else out there. It's easy to do the diet, right? We know what we need to do. We have our protocol. We just do it. But when it comes to the emotions, that's a lot harder. For me, it had to start with the belief. I had to believe in the mind-body connection, and I had to believe that when I changed how I thought and how I felt, that it would change my health. So I spent hours and hours and hours educating myself. And I know Laura and Luka have done this too. Laura has many, many, many certifications on educating herself on the mind-body connection. And for instance, like I studied Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Wayne Dyer, and just anybody who could help me learn more about how the mind-body connection worked. And then things really started to change when I started to believe in it and to apply it to my life. And so that's why we created the Rejuvenation Key course, is to help other people understand not only how the raw food diet helps us, but how our thoughts and emotions, when we change those, we can change our health. And we actually have a resource page in the Rejuvenation Key course, and it's oh gosh, there are so many people could spend hours and hours learning what we taught ourselves, and then it becomes a reality to us that we understand that there is a connection between our thoughts and our health. So we highly recommend that you do everything you can to understand how the mind-body connection works. And we have the Rejuvenation Key course to help anyone who would like help with that. I will put the link on this video, and feel free to reach out to me anytime for your questions. We have a free webinar that you can watch, and it talks a lot about the mind-body connection. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thanks, Luka and Laura. And as a reminder, we will be back in the Rejuvenate Raw with Kim group next Wednesday. All right, goodbye everybody. Have a wonderful day.